Uh, Sorry about that, guys. Hey, everybody. Sorry for being a few minutes late. I guess I've been dealing with some kind of bug of some sort. But I'm here and I'm ready to do this watch along. And I will be, unless I'm just, down in the bed and can't get up, I will be on Uncle Bill's stream for Exploit Nation, talking about rape revenge movies. That will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to get started with the movie here sooner rather than later. Um, and I neglected to, send the link for this out to anybody that wanted to join me. So if you're in here and you want to join me for this, if I have you on Facebook, I'll send the link to you that way. Otherwise, I will send it in the chat very briefly. So let me get a little housekeeping stuff out of the way first. I do have some new designs on my T Public store. A couple of new designs. One is for Movie Munchies, Pigs in a Blanket. It's the artwork or the thumbnail that I use. And one is just the original artwork for Movie Munchies. And you can thank Blissful for suggesting, that I do a design for the Movie Munchies Pigs in a Blanket. But I will, hold on, I was going to provide you guys and gals with a link to my T Public store. I have not done that in a while. Hey, Blissful. Um, And if for some reason that doesn't get you to my storefront, please let me know and I will look into it. But I think that should get you there. So you can get t-shirts, you can get magnets, you can get stickers, you can get the artwork on mugs. And, if you buy it today, you'll get it a little bit cheaper because when I put new designs on there, those new designs are a little bit cheaper, whereas the t-shirts are usually $22. They're 16 right now, just for the new designs, mind you. The older couple of designs I have on there will be $22 for t-shirts. And you can get men's t-shirts or women's cut t-shirts. Now, I will tell you, there's more color designs available for the men's shirts, which I usually wear men's t-shirts anyway. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't feel like at this point in time I have the type of figure that, I need those female cut shirts. You know what I mean? So if there are those of you that are younger, slimmer, all that stuff, and want to show off all your curves and all that, your great figure, then by all means get the female cut shirt. Just keep in mind that you won't have as many varieties on colors and things like that. And there is a tie-dye option now for you people that love tie-dye, and I know I do, and I know that Blissful does as well. So if you want to get tie-dye, if you pick the men's cut shirt, you will be able to get tie-dye as an option. Now, I just want to let you guys and gals know what's coming up for the remainder of the week real quick. Monday, of course, will be another Stephen's Kingdom. Tuesday will be another Everybody Wants England. I'm going to be talking about 3 more Robert Englund films. Wednesday, hopefully me and TJ will be able to begin our episode breakdown for the Creep Show series. We're going to get started with a few episodes of that. Thursday, hopefully I'll be able to return with Seductive Poison, The Resurgence, and be able to do my triple threat review show that I intended to do this past week and was just too wiped out to do it. Friday, of course, will be another midday with Dana and Jay. I'm also taking off from work that day I'm not going to change the time for our show, but I'm just taking off that day to allow myself a little extra rest. I think I've earned it. And then the watch alongs upcoming, because we're getting Valentine's Day is going to be upon us before we know it. So Saturday, February 10th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, will be My Bloody Valentine, the original My Bloody Valentine. Uh, Followed on Sunday, February 11th, with My Girl, also starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I don't know about movie munchies. I haven't even had time to think about it yet, but hopefully I'll be able to come up with a movie munchies for this Sunday. So I hope those of you that were in there for the movie munchies today, where I made Deliverance squeal like pigs in a blanket today, that was a lot of fun, even though I wasn't really on my game or on the top of my game, because I've been feeling lousy since late last night. I've been having on and off stomach problems, headaches, body aches, the run the gamut. So, but I am here. I'm ready to watch RoadHouse again. I'm ready to experience it again with you guys and gals. And then be sure to check me and Uncle Bill, Phantasmat, Radkins, and who knows who else might be on there, to talk about rape revenge films starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the Dead Pit channel. So I've had a full day, full night, all that. And I do have my I Spit on Your Grave shirt in honor of what the type of movies that we're going to be talking about later. All right. So we're going to get things started here. I'm going to get my in the world. Well, this movie must have just started, and I don't know what the heck's going on with this Blu-ray, but that I'm going to start it over because the movie must have just got started there. There we go. Sometimes these Blu-rays are, it's automatic. Once they start, they go into the movie after a certain amount of time. So I have got mine queued up. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a for free version of it. If anybody that comes in here tonight knows of a for free version that people can watch, please feel free to share. But I have mine queued up on this is the old Blu-ray. I also have the 4K that I just got in not very long ago. But this is the old, MGM Metro Goldwyn Mayer Blu-ray, and I have it queued up. About 11 seconds in on the Blu-ray, the line is getting ready to roar. He's ready. So for anybody that's going to be watching along tonight, we'll give about a minute or two more, and then we'll go ahead and get started with this movie. Now, it's probably just going to be me tonight. I was hoping that maybe, Jay or Kathy or somebody would be able to join me tonight. But, it can't be every time that I've got somebody on here. So if y'all will just bear with me, we will all navigate through this together. If anybody comes in later and wants to join me, feel free to ask. If anybody comes in here a little bit later and needs a timestamp, I will be glad to give them that. And this is an almost 2-hour movie. So to allow myself a little preparation time and a little rest time before I'm on the stream with Uncle Bill at 10, I will probably get off of here soon after the watch along. And I hope everybody is understanding of that. All right. So it is now 7:15. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started. because it's going to be after 9 before we're done with this one as it is. So I want to give myself plenty of time. I don't want to be late for Uncle Bill's stream. So we'll just do the countdown and we'll go ahead and get this started. So 3, 2, 1, press play. And I don't know. I think my Blu-ray drive back here is not wanting to cooperate with the Blu-ray, but hopefully it won't cause it to stop and start or anything like that. It's just kind of digitized a little bit. I'm not sure why. So this was a United Artists film. And God bless Patrick Swayze, you know. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But he was easy on the eyes, but he was also a fantastic actor and singer as well. But as Dalton on this, I think he's just fantastic. And we're gonna we're gonna get to see Dalton in action here very shortly. And the guy we're seeing here now is a guy that owns a RoadHouse, and he's having some trouble, with employees that are, skimming off the top as far as profits, doing all kinds of nefarious things. Plus, we have Ben Gazzara playing a very bad person, a bad element that Dalton is going to have to deal with. Also, my girl Kathleen Wilhite's in here. I love Kathleen Wilhite, by the way. And if you don't know who Kathleen Wilhite is, she was in Private School. She was in Witchboard. She's been in just a ton of stuff, and my brain just won't think right now. And the great Sam Elliott is also in here as well. So there is Mr. Patrick Swayze. Look at that hair. So you don't want to mess with Dalton, right? Thank you, Blissful. Blissful says, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you. But I have great respect for the Dalton character, though, because a lot of the times he will just turn away if he can. And that's not a sign of weakness. To me, that's a sign of a very strong man. That instead of resorting to fighting all the time, he will turn away if he can. Also, I wanted to mention the Jeff Healey band. Jeff Healey band is fantastic. I love their music. Yes, and Sean, you are right. Kevin Ty or T, I'm not sure which. From Cutting Cards. I don't think I've seen Cutting Cards, but I do very much like him in this movie. And just to show you how tough Dalton is here, he's sewing up his own wound there. So this gentleman owns the Double Deuce Roadhouse, and he's wanting the best for, as far as security. And of course, Dalton mentions Wade Garrett, which is Sam Elliott's character. He's like, Wade Garrett's the best. And he says 5,000 up front, $500 a night cash, and you take care of medical expenses. And he's a tough customer. He says, I run the show. And he doesn't fly. So he's just telling his current boss, I'm out of here. I've got another job. So this is a running joke in the movie that almost everybody says, I thought you'd be bigger. Bruce Lee said, I can't believe they asked Sam Elliott to change his voice when he first started acting. Yeah, I mean, Sam Elliott has one of the all-time great voices. I don't know why somebody would ever ask that man to change his voice. Hey, Super Batman nerd, you say, I want you to be nice until it's time not to be nice. Exactly. Exactly. So Dalton's just leaving his car to this guy that was sitting out on the street, which is great. So, I got a little story to tell about Steve. When Steve was a lot younger, and he, like I said, when this movie came out, he went to the theater multiple times to see it. But I think he and one of his friends actually tried to find this place because they thought it was a real roadhouse, and we're not able to find it, unfortunately. It's one of those things, movie magic. And you can just see how bad this place is. And this was directed by Rowdy Harrington. So there is the Jeff Healey band, and that is Jeff Healey right there. And Jeff Healey, um, he plays a blind guy in here, but he is really blind. Hey, Rooster. Rooster, my timestamp is 8 minutes or 9 minutes actually right now, about 9:01. Sean, you say it's crazy Keith David had such a small role in Roadhouse because he had a prominent role a year before and they lived. Yeah, exactly. And there is Miss Kathleen Wilhite right there. I absolutely love that woman. I adore her. This is the type of chick here, this blonde, who thinks that she can just come on to any guy and get him. Hey, Apollos. And there, the guy in the green shirt there, that is Mr. Terry Funk. And there's more of Kathleen Wilhite again. I just love her. Carrie Ann. Let's see who she plays in here. Of course, TJ likes to call her Pepper Ann. And TJ's correcting me once again. Will Holt is how you pronounce her last name. I'll try to remember that, TJ. I don't think I've ever heard anybody pronounce her last name, actually, which is probably explains why I don't know how to pronounce it. We're soon going to find out that Dalton knows the band. TJ, you say it's a free service offer. Well, I would be pronouncing a lot of things wrong if I didn't have you around, TJ, so I appreciate it. There's that joke again. Thought you'd be bigger. Steve always laughs at this part here. Um, Pause. I mean, I've seen this movie several times. Um, but I don't know about, who came up with the idea or any of the lowdown. Now, TJ might, and or anybody else in the chat might. I wish I had Steve back here. He could probably fill everybody in. Hey, John. John says the best Terry Funk movie and the second best Swayze film. So, John, I'm curious, what's your favorite Patrick Swayze film? Point Break. Yeah, Point Break's really good too. I have to throw also Dirty Dancing in the mix. I know you guys, some of you guys probably aren't really into that. TJ says too long foo. John, you say it's a good movie. He definitely gets to act a lot in that one. So Dalton's in the market for a new vehicle or a different vehicle. John, you say this one is so fun because it's so late 80s and has that vibe that you can't recreate now. I can't believe that they're trying to remake Hot. Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid to even watch the trailer. I saw that freaking poster with Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Yeah, that's right, John. You say Red West, Elvis's buddy, is in this too. He's the store owner. That's right, TJ, my regular Saturday night thing. Apologies, say I looked up the writer on Wiki and the other famous movie he wrote starred Charles Bronson. I can imagine this started like a Bronson flick and got crazier. I like this guy too. But I agree with John. This is quintessential late 80s film, and no, they can't recreate it. There's no way. This is a movie that was made for the late 80s or 80s in general, and they shouldn't try to even remake it. There's Ben Gazzara there. He's playing a really evil guy on this. So, Super Batman Nerd, if this is your second favorite Swayze movie, what's your first? And if I missed it in the chat, I apologize. And so, Ben Gazzara's character is Brad Wesley. Well, thank you, Super Batman Nerd. So your number one is Dirty Dancing. We don't hear too many guys saying that's their number one. Nothing wrong with that, of course. John, you say best line in here is I brought the JC Penney to this town. That's right, TJ. This movie was popular enough to get a song inspired by it on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Now, how many movies can say that they inspired that? Hey, 1980s Betamax, you said that blonde lady is that woman that played on the beginning of Jason Goes to Hell. I did not realize that. Apology, you say my fave is Skate Town, USA. I don't think I've seen that one actually. So the employees are getting their introduction to Dalton here. And so he's kicking people out of there right now. Actually, Terry Funk's character, or Morgan. And so he's kicking another one out. He says, "We're here to sell booze, not drugs." This is a great line. I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway. So anybody who wants to walk, do it now. So anybody that's ever seen Bar Rescue, they needed, no offense to John Tappert, but I don't think of the Dalton character as an asshole. I think John Tapper, if anybody's ever watched Bar Rescue, he could be a dick. Um, what I think of Dalton, the character of Dalton, is a straight shooter. He just tells you like it is, and if you're willing to, walk the straight and narrow, so to speak, you can stay. If you're not, you can take a hike. But I think this is what John Tappert should have been. He should have been a Dalton instead of what he was. John, you say Terry Funk is only 6'1", 240 or so, but they film him here like he's a giant. Yeah. Super Batman Nerd, you said The Outsiders is pretty good too. Excellent. Yeah, I love The Outsiders. Yeah, you're right, TJ. Just like Bar Rescue, this movie is fiction. Paul, you say, doesn't a bodyguard who attracts attention for his fighting defeat the purpose of having one? Um, I would say so, but I think that with Dalton again, he doesn't attract attention with his fighting. He only uses fighting pretty much as a last resort. So we're getting the Jeff Healey band again. But I will say, I had me and Steve have a friend. Speaking of Bar Rescue, who actually showed up in an episode of Bar Rescue. He was actually at the bar. So I mean, I'm not. I'm not exactly sure what part of Bar Rescue TJ was talking about is fiction, but there were evidently some bars that wanted help. Um, and so, we know for sure because one of our friends was actually on an episode and he was at that bar and he can tell you, yeah, I'd waited for number of X amount of time, didn't ever get served, my drinks. Super Batman Nerd, my timestamp is 27 minutes and 11 seconds. So we had this girl that was dancing on the tables and caused a ruckus, and Dalton's not going for that. So yeah, here's some here's a little TNA here. You're actually getting to see the A from the man there. So Dalton just calmly comes in there. There's no extracurricular sexual activity on the clock, so this guy's getting next. Now he's caught on to the bartender. Sounds like TJ and Apollos are going to go into a business venture together. So, yeah. And instead of getting really pissed, he just laughs. They, broke his car antenna, flattened his tires, broke his windshield. John, you say a lot of real tough guys in this film in real life. I did read Swayze was super cool and respected everyone so well. Yeah, I think, Patrick Swayze always gave me that vibe that he was a very respectful person. Hey, Russell, you say just popped in to say hi, fam. Going to a members only watch party for 2023. Totally killer. Never seen it. Well, have fun, Russell, and thanks for stopping in to say hey. John, you said much like Eastwood films, usually his villains are real life total badasses. TJ, you say I've heard they have the owners sometimes up how much they're in debt to seem more desperate. They'll fire someone, then hire them back. A lot of production reality, BTS trickery. Yeah, yeah, I totally get that more than likely goes on. And here, I always like the scene, not only because we'll get to see Swayze's ass here, but the reaction from Carrie Ann here, or Pepper Ann, as TJ likes to refer to her. There we go. You still got 15 minutes. Okay, that's cool. You can hang out with us until then. Yeah, looking at a dead man, that's also a running joke in this movie. Yes, definitely, John. Sam Elliott is excellent in this. Paula, she say he can pick up chopsticks with those buns. That is a tight ass. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't mean that in a bad way. Brad Wesley's evidently a crazy ass too. He thinks he just owns the road, literally. Really, John? You say Rotten Tomatoes is stupid about the rating here. They gave it a 41. I'd go 70 at least. Yeah, 41's really low. Russell, you say Sam Elliott reminds me of Jake the Snake. John, you say yes, it's ridiculous, but it's amazing in its execution of ridiculous. But I was going to say that I don't know these a lot of these characters, like the characters in the shops and stuff like that, and the regular people around this town, um, just remind me a lot of my small hometown. And I think that's another reason why I gravitate towards this movie. Um, in addition to, Patrick Swayze being in this and being just fantastic in it. Apology say, question, how effective would a roundhouse kick be in a fight situation? Seems pretty telegraphed to me. I really couldn't say, Apollos. I mean, I've seen a lot of cool roundhouse kicks in movies, but um, not really seen, the effectiveness or not effectiveness of it in real life. These shots are so simple, but I always love these. I mean, yeah, we're getting, for the ladies, we're getting to see Patrick Swayze, and then an ATV comes into play, and he's trying to concentrate. But besides that, though, with the exception of that, rather I should say, the scene is so serene and peaceful. Ghost and Next of Ken Russell. Those are two also very good films. So now this guy's made the mistake of, coming back thinking he can, rough people up and get his job back. Basically, Brad Wesley thinks he runs the show. So you're actually, you're seeing Dalton fight now because he's put into a situation where it's do that or these guys are going to take him out. TJ, you say small town overlords hate this movie. Yeah, I would imagine they do. So we're getting introduced to Kelly Lynch here, where there's going to be a pretty hot love scene between her and Patrick Swayze later. Bet you guys and gals have never seen anybody carry around their complete medical history. So he doesn't want her to, give him a shot to, get rid of, any potential pain. Apollos, you say, why was there a plot trend in movies of small towns and businesses being threatened by corrupt businessmen and politicians in the 80s? Reaganomics could be, could be part of it. There was a lot of that in movies during this time. Russell, you say hockey film Patrick was in is Youngblood with Rob Lowe and Keanu Reeves playing a French Canadian goalie. This and Slapshot are our fave hockey films. Yeah, it seems like I remember you mentioned that before. I need to watch that. And Youngblood and Slapshot both, because I don't think I've seen either one of them. And there she mentions the running joke again. Thought you'd be bigger. John, you say, yeah, Apollo, it's the old cowboy comes into town to save the small town corruption. Most of these stories are basically modern westerns. Yeah, good point, John. My dad always liked this movie, by the way, and he liked his westerns too. He still likes westerns. Oh, yeah, Red Dawn is great too, Super Batman Nerd. So he's not, Brad Wesley is none too happy that these guys couldn't take out Dalton, and he's upset about his nephew. Follows, that's right. Or young people trying to save the rec center. I don't think this guy likes anybody. Oh, goodness. Guys and gals, so sorry for yawning. I've also been extra tired. Steve always told me that he loved this shirt that Patrick Swayze has on, the Gee shirt or whatever. Paul, you want to know what's gayer, this movie or Top Gun? I ain't saying neither. I don't think of them as gay movies. Um, John, you said the remake looks so stupid. The Florida Keys a hotbed for criminal activity. LOL. What are the retirees trading gummies? Nothing says danger like the rich Florida Keys. So for you guys here, you're getting to see some more tea, and there, woo, for us ladies, there's Mr. Sam Elliott. So we not only get Patrick Swayze in this, we get Sam Elliott. I'll be right back, guys and gals. I'm going to go grab something to snack on. Apollos, you say load of men flexing their muscles up close to each other and insulting each other's masculinity. I didn't like Gary Hudson's, but was he the guy that was enjoying a little extracurricular activity on the job earlier? Nah, I don't think he's my type. This is a cool scene too. Not the chick hitting on Dalton, but the Super Batman nerd, you say, Apollos, as much as I wouldn't want to say this, but I believe I could see Top Gun as a gay film because of the volleyball scene. Now, I'm not saying that gay guys might not like it. I'm just saying I don't see them as gay films. So evidently Dalton's got a sharp eye. You're too stupid to have a good time. I would think that would apply to most guys like this. She would say that Kelly Lynch looks like a picnic blanket. Well, you know, Apollos, you say Top Gun is gayer than Freddy too. I'm one of those people that doesn't, now I look at Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and I see all the gay subtext in it. But, first time around, I did not see it. So I guess I'm kind of oblivious to that stuff unless somebody point blank points it out sometimes. Twisted Eggs, hey, by the way, but I have not seen The Beast. TJ, you say it's about getting women into the theater. That's why they add love scenes to action flicks. Well, I like the action as much as I do the romance stuff. Apology say Annette Bening was originally cast in Kelly Lynch's role. Now, I like Annette Bening, but I don't know. I really enjoy Kelly Lynch's performance in this. See, to Batman nerd, see, you're sharper than I am, and I mean, I'm not being facetious at all. I'm just saying some people see the stuff, and I don't know. It just goes over my head sometimes. Bowles says, "Are you saying Roadhouse was the Magic Mike of the '80s?" Who's above average, TJ? Certainly not me. I'm guessing. See you, Russell. Thanks for stopping by. You think it's a compliment? Well, thank you, TJ. I just was for sure thought you were talking about somebody else in here. I don't think too highly of myself, in case some of you haven't noticed that. He beat the snot out of her, didn't he? Apollos, I remember the show Are You Being Served, but I don't think I ever watched it. But I know what you mean about camp characters in TV shows. Yeah, the 2010 remake for Nightmare on Elm Street Super Batman Nerd, I agree. That one is bad, bad, bad. Yeah, Christ, JC Penney is coming here because of me. Exactly, TJ. So here's a man that's got integrity, though. He's not a sellout. Believe it or not, this first hour has went by really quickly. And as I usually say, in that case, that's a testament to a good movie. If you don't even realize how much time has went past. If a movie's bad, which unless it's so bad it's good and fun and entertaining to watch with a group of people, I'm not going to be doing a watch along for it. Kelly Lynch just can't get enough of him, can she? I love that outfit too that she's got on. TJ used to was binging an animated show Has Been Hotel yesterday. Keith David voices a demonic bartender in that. Now that sounds interesting. Okay, so this thing coming up, and you guys can block your ears if you want to. It's very, very sexy and seductive and all that, but it's also very romantic. I feel like anyway. Blissful can hopefully back me up on this. Blissful says definitely. Okay, cool. I was hoping you were still in here to back me up. I might have been out of my league with all these guys. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, this is steamy. Apologies, I don't tell Steve this, but I always found sex scenes boring. Well, I mean, Apollos, I'm sure that there's other people that men and women both that find sex scenes boring. I don't think they're essential to a good movie. This movie would have been fantastic without it. But if they're gonna throw one in here, at least this one is a very good one, in my opinion. And here's the thing, it doesn't show a whole lot. It shows just enough. Apologies, they might as well be knocking dolls together. Well, that's an acceptable comment. Not everybody's gonna, approve of all the things they're put in movies. But I ain't gonna lie. After having some really good sex, I wouldn't mind sitting out on a roof, so to speak, naked or wrapped in a sheet with my guy. Well, that's okay, Balls. I mean, I could totally understand that. Straight guys are definitely not going to be interested in a lot of male ass. As many times as I've seen this movie, though, I never noticed Swayze's belly button there. And see, instead of like, it Brad Wesley's supposed to be, a little bit of a peeper too, but they could have zoomed in on that shot of him and her, going at it again, and they didn't. Well, I sure am, X-Ray. Hey, by the way, uh, X-Ray says Dana is vaping like crazy because of Swayze. You know what I mean? Apologies, say, don't know if you guys know the Bill Hicks routine, but that's how I feel about the nudity in this movie. See, Brad Wesley's all over this damn movie. He had a thing for the chick that Dalton's with now. So I'm guessing, and I usually did guess this when I would watch it, that that was the guy she was involved with that she said that was the wrong guy for her. There's Sam Elliott again. Yeah, to a Batman nerd, it's the thought of that happening to me just terrifies me. Now, I don't know if Jeff Healey was born blind. I mean, I guess if you were born blind, it would be one thing. It still wouldn't be great, um, but to have your sight and then lose it, I think would be so much worse. So you say they should have hired blind fuck Jackson, Debbie's favorite blues singer, for this. I sure ain't gonna show you my dick. Bliss, will you say Jeff Healey lost his eyesight at age 1? I did not know that. I knew, I like I said, I knew he was blind, but I didn't know, if he was born like that or he lost it. Yeah, taking out the trash, literally, Super Batman nerd. I like the line. I fucking knew it. X-Ray, you said they should have rebooted Roadhouse as a series, a la Yellowstone, with Dalton versus the Dixie Mafia. That probably would have been better than that remake. Man, Kelly Lynch is one lucky lady. She used to be with Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott in in a way. Well, that tells me a lot right there, TJ, that you're calling it a piece of shit remake. Yeah, I know. I really should watch it before I judge it, but man, God, it looks like it's going to be bad. That's why I'm so shocked that Steve's willing to watch the damn thing. That gal's got entirely too many brains to have an ass like that. Ah, Blissful's right, TJ. We need a rant. TJ, you said the remake was made in the 90s. It would have had Dolph Lundgren. Super Batman Nerd, you said, like Jay Real, I'm staying away from the sequel and the remake. Probably a good idea, Super Batman Nerd. I want to be able to say that. I'll get all the sleep I need when I'm dead. Unfortunately, evidently, I'm not as tough as Sam Elliott. You can hear my birds, TJ. Yeah, they even in the late evening, they still are going. Um, I think they like because I don't have the audio playing for this. Um, so it must be the fact that I'm just back here talking. They like to hear either televisions or music or people talking. I don't know. I used to love Nicolas Cage, Super Batman nerd, but some of the shit he's been in as of the last few years, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. And I dislike a lot of stuff that other people love that he's been in. There's people that like that mom and dad movie, that Mandy movie, all that. I hated all of that stuff. I think you're right, X Ray. Roadhouse needed a video game, something like Double Dragon. It feels like that. Yeah, Nicolas Cage and Con Air was fine. It was this stuff in more recent years that I dislike. Oh wow, Blissful, your mom's looking to rescue a parrot. Willy's Wonderland X-Ray, I actually enjoyed that for some apparent reason. I don't know what that reason is, but I didn't mind that one. Apology say leaving Las Vegas will always redeem Cage for me, whatever he does. Well, you're right. He had no dialogue, but it's not his dialogue. It's just the movies themselves that were just so, in my opinion, bad. I don't think Dalton's impressed. This ain't a strip club, lady. X-Ray, you say Nick Cage is a Californian who thinks he's from the South. I didn't think about Bayou Billy, X-Ray. That's right, TJ got to pay for that summer home. Thank you, Blissful. I've been doing a lot of that sneezing too. I'm thinking maybe some sinus drainage. I'm not trying to be gross. May have been what made me so sick at my stomach last night. Yeah, TJ, I might have to take me a little cat nap. Yeah, I don't want to nod off on Uncle Bill. If you're gonna have a pet, keep it on a leash. I can't stand that guy. He just waiting for the signal from Dalton. Here's the thing about Brad Wesley's character. If he can't own something or he can't have something he wants, he'll just tear shit up or send his lackeys out. X-ray, I may have heard briefly of the Dixie mob, um, but I may be getting that confused with the Cornbread Mafia too. Have you heard of them? Be right back, guys and gals. I mean, they're just, bullies. That's what they are. Schoolyard bullies. Only they're adults. That's what I always thought of them. X-Ray, you say, Dana, you should check out Breaker Breaker if you haven't. It's 1970s grindhouse flick starring Chuck Norris. It's very similar to this. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, X-Ray. Thanks for recommending. I'm always on the lookout for different movies to watch. You say it's on Tubi? Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I'm willing to bet Steve has already seen it. Yeah, I could believe it, X-Ray, that Chuck Norris, uh, his filmography is highly slept on. Yeah. The kindly old farmer Emmett, they're even like, that's just wrong. That guy's not just mean, he's crazy. The guy on the bike. So, guys and gals, we really don't have a whole lot left of this movie, about 20 or so minutes. I think they find you if you're a bad guy, Paul. I think that's what the evil henchmen do. See, this is the only part that I'm pissed off at Kelly Lynch's character is, nobody wants to kill anybody. A good man doesn't. And I feel like Patrick Swayze's character of Dalton is a good man in this. But he was pushed to his absolute limit. And if he didn't kill that guy was going to kill him. So I'm pissed off at her character right now because she's angry at him at this point, for this. She does look good, X-Ray, I'll admit. As I said before, Steve always thought this was a badass shirt. Now, see, here's the ultimate threat. Even worse than him threatening Dalton. I don't know, X-Ray. I'd probably have to look at her filmography. Apologies. He threatened the sanctity of Swayze's ass. It had to be done. Yeah, I'm still pissed at her. Yeah, this scene here kills me. This is some cold shit right here. I forgot about her being in Cocktail Super Batman Nerd. You guys done fucked up now. You made Dalton pissed. I don't know, Apollos. In my opinion, Cocktail's, a decent movie. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. Forgive me if this is a repeat because I'm not really 100% on my game tonight. But Steve and I, back when we were dating, this is one of the first movies we did a commentary together for. Now, guys, I may be and gals, I may be a little off on my uh where I'm at here. For some reason, I think this disc is not agreeing with this drive back here, and it skipped back to towards the beginning. So I'm to the in case y'all need to get back synced with me. I'm back to the spot where him and Brad Wesley are fighting. Brad Wesley's got this spear or whatever. And now this thing is playing good without those digital jabbies going on. So I don't know what was going on with it. X-ray, you say Dalton would probably be part of the AB. He'd take over as leader and reform them of their bigoted ways. So Red kind of saved the day there. Well, actually, several people saved the day. So this is our town. Actually, you say, damn it, Steve needs to wash his hands before handling the Blu-rays. Kelly Lynch does that to a man. I like this part. You see anything? I didn't see anything. And then they asked the guy, Tinker. Oh, you're welcome, Apollos. Thanks for coming by. So, as much as I love this movie on its own merit, because this is a favorite movie of Steve's, and it's a favorite movie of mine, and this goes back to our dating days when we did a commentary for it. So this holds a special place in my heart because of that. And now we get the swimming hole scene with Patrick Swayze and Kelly Lynch here. And we are seeing the ending credits with Jeff Healey singing there. And yeah, and for anybody wondering, the Ernie character was Keith David. Um, but I want to thank everybody for coming out for this. And I had quite a few people in here tonight, even though it was just me talking about the movie. And sorry, apologies too for the snafu with my drive and or the Blu-ray. I don't know which, maybe a combination of both. Um, and I'm sorry too that I was not on the top of my game, unfortunately. I think I am going to message Uncle Bill and not tell him that I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be there. But I'm going to tell him that I might not be on the top of my game for that too, because I'm just like, I don't know if it's a bug or what. I just don't know. But I told Steve, I said, I am just so tired of not feeling good. And I've had these spells since I had COVID last. So I guess it's going to be here with me to stay. But I will at least stay on here till the credits are over. So if anybody wants to ask me anything or comment on anything before I get off here, feel free. I had a good time despite not feeling really well. So I'm hoping the same is the case when I'm on Uncle Bill's stream. Thank you, Blissful. I appreciate that. Thank you, Super Batman Nerd. I must be really out of it. I thought somebody was named Donald Fuck for a second, but it was Donald Slick. Yes, thank you, Super Batman Nerd. Super Batman Nerd says, make sure to roundhouse kick that like button. And I must say, there were a lot of great songs in this movie as well. Most of them performed by the Jeff Healey Band. And by the way, Cliff's Edge was written by Patrick Swayze and also performed by Patrick Swayze as well. This is one that I'd like to have the soundtrack on vinyl for. All right, guys and gals. So, again, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this Roadhouse watch along. I'll hopefully, in addition to being on Uncle Bill's stream here in a little less than an hour, I have a full week of things lined up, including 2 watch alongs for the weekend for My Bloody Valentine on Saturday and My Girl on Sunday. So I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for now. And I will see everybody next time. Be sure to stop by if you feel so inclined to Uncle Bill's Exploitation stream, where we're going to be talking about rape revenge flicks. So see you next time, guys and gals.